Hello everyone. A very warm welcome to you from all of us here at Time. CAT is around the corner. And yes, the excitement is mounting. All that you've been preparing for the last few months, you put your heart and soul into your preparation, gone through the classes, whether in the offline mode or in the online mode, then a number of tests, sectional tests, full length tests, right? And yes, now in a few days' time, we will be taking CAT, right? So then there are certain things that you have to keep in mind. As the exam draws near, what happens is that the excitement is there for sure. Yes, the wait is there. And at the same time, some trepidation is also there. Those butterflies in the stomach, yes, how to, yes, calm them, how to stay cool and calm, how to be able to, give your full, yes, in the sense that to be able to go and go the full length to your potential, right? That is very much required. And so one has to learn to keep the butterflies down. One has to learn and, you know, be able to perform to our potential, to our best potential, right? Then that is what we want from the exam, right? Each one of you. So there are certain do's and don'ts that we will discuss here today. And yes, your admit cards are there. You know the slots that in which you would be taking your exam. You know your centers. So we will talk about all those things too. But before that, if you, you know, the countdown that is there now, that has begun now to the 24th November 2024. What we will do is we will discuss some things related to the strategy that you have formulated over the period of tests that you've taken, yes, whether with respect to number of questions, whether with respect to which are the question types that you would choose, your choice of questions, right? So all this we will consider. Now, remember that any exam, especially CAT for that matter, because there is so much that you have, so much effort that you have to put in for it, yes, and there's so much that hinges on it. So there's a lot of mental conditioning that is required. So you have to understand that how to utilize the 120 minutes that you have, yes, to the best. You will have a plan A, yes, you will have a plan A, and that would be related to the strategy that you have formulated for yourself, section wise, right? Then what happens if in the exam the question types that you thought would be there are not there? What if the exam throws certain surprises, which it can? Yes, then there is no need to panic. Stay calm. Yes, you will have your plan B with you, or you may have to come up with something immediately at that time. So it's all right. Yeah. In CAT, it happens. Sometimes, they may vary the number of questions, or, they may introduce a variation of an earlier question, right? So whatever it is, or, they may, yes, the sections that are there, the three sections, yes, up and down there, it can happen. So it doesn't matter. It's a level playing field. It's the same thing for everyone. So stay cool, stay calm. That is the first requirement, right? Now, let's say you're going for the exam, and whichever strategy that you have thought that, okay, let's say for the VA section, I'm going to attempt the RC first, or I'm going to attempt the para-based questions first. And then you realize that, okay, for me, if it is RC, and I realize that, oh my God, all the 4 RCs, I find that, okay, readability is quite difficult. So what do I do? Should I be like, oh my God, yes, then I panic, and what do? I read the VA questions, and there also then my mind is not there. So that is the reason why. Never ever, yes, panic, stay calm, read the questions. There would always be questions that are doable, always. Even for a difficult passage also, there are going to be at least 1 or 2 questions that are doable. Same thing for the other sections also. We are going to discuss that all one at a time, right? So some students go in with a preconceived fixed notion of number of questions, which may not work. Why? Because see, you may have a number in mind based on the test that you've taken and the percentiles that you've got in those tests. But what if the main CAT exam that is there turns out to be easier than the other tests that you have taken, or tougher? Then in either of the two cases, you will need to revise the number of questions that you have in mind. Easier test, and if you have appeared for a good number of full length tests, you will be able to evaluate the actual test. That yes, this is easier than what I have been appearing for, or tougher, and accordingly, then if it is easier, you need to attempt more questions. If it is tougher, you need to be very careful with your choice of questions and not go overboard, right? Then, as I told you, for the question types, there could be variations, like, like 2 years back when they introduced the variation of the complete the paragraph question. Right? Earlier, whenever they used to always give the last sentence missing. Now it was a variation of that. So that's okay. Yes, read carefully. Everything will be very logical. You think in a logical manner, yes, and you're going to most of the times arrive at the answer, right? So you have to keep an open mind, and you have to be ready to switch to any other plan of action that at that moment seems to be the best, right? So there's something that I really believe in, that yes, keep your eyes on the stars. It's all those, the colleges that you're aspiring for, the B school programs that would 100% give a big fillip or a step up to your career. Yes, but at the same time, keep your feet on the ground. That is very much required, especially on the day of the exam, right? So what do we do a few days before the exam? Should I, 2 days to go, and should I take a full length test again just to check myself that how am I faring? No, I would advise you not to do that. So what do you do a couple of days before the exam? Yes, you revise the formulae that all the formulas that are there. Yes. If you have made a list of formulae for yourself, excellent. Yes, you go through that, right? If you have not, then also you can revise the formulas from your booklets, your notes that are there. Yes, all the learnings from the mock tests, whether aimcats or aimcat essays, which are also called samcats, all the learnings that you have accumulated, whenever you have analyzed, yes, any analysis of the test that you have done, and all that you have learned from there, that what to do and what not to do. So you can go through that, right? You can revisit the already attempted mocks or previous year's papers. So you can, go through the handouts that you have covered in class, especially, the questions that you have earmarked for, okay, this question is to be tackled in a different manner. Yes, the class notes that you have made, right? The strategies that you have firmed up till now, yes, to clear the cutoffs for all three sections. Remember, yes, all three sections are important. You can go through them, and you can also, as I told you earlier, keep that, okay, if this doesn't happen this way, then what is the plan B that I will have in mind, right? So all those things are need to be done in the last few days. If you check out, different sections one after the other, VARC, DILR, and QA. So VARC, remember that, it could be that RCs are difficult, or it could be that the para-based questions that are there, or maybe, some different type of question comes up. We don't know. Maybe, a standalone critical reasoning question is there, or whatever. Yes, don't worry. Don't worry. Whatever you have practiced, whatever, if you've attended your classes well, you'll be able to tackle everything, right? It is very important to read, in a calm manner, not in an agitated, anxious manner. Now, if you're nervous and you're reading, then even a simple thing that is there may require you to go back and reread, because you have read it, but you have not registered. So VARC in the last few years has been the first section in the exam. So when you go in for the test, what happens is that you have to arrive early at the test center. Yes, so the test center may be far from your place, so you have to leave home even earlier. So when you go there, and when the formalities are done, when they have checked your I-cards and all, and then you're sitting inside, so it is quite possible that you're sitting for, say, half an hour or 40 minutes also before the test actually starts. So when the laptop is there in front of you, I mean the system is there in front of you, and there are the rows of students sitting, and the exam is yet to start, 20 minutes away, 30 minutes away. So what do you do during that time? Keep your mind in a positive frame, right? Think over, if you have the habit of meditation or something that it works, yes, you can do that. Any chants and all that you do, you can do that also. But your mind should be yes, calm. So remember that, because VRC being the first section, and the moment you start reading, you have 40 minutes, right? So you do not have time to as a warm up time kind of thing, right? The exam starts and the clock starts ticking, right? So read calmly, yes. Go to the question paper tag for all the sections. You should be doing that, yes. The question paper tag, and choose your questions accordingly. Same thing, for DILR. Now, so that is on the examination day. Now, what happens before? 2 days, 3 days before that, just read. Go through more questions, yes. Practice these type of questions more, uh, especially those passages or questions that you have left while attempting the aimcats or other tests, yes. Reading on different types of topics, that is going to help you, fine, to stay afloat, in that sense that that your thinking process, thought process, that whatever you read, yes, you're understanding it, you're understanding the idea flow, you're grasping the central idea, yes, in that manner. When it comes to DILR, now there would be so many different types of sets. Basically, there would be around 7-8 types of sets and variations of that. So you can go through the aimcats and the samcats and other papers, handouts, or sectionals that you have taken up, where you found a different type of set, right? So go through those sets again. Don't take them as tests for yourself, right? But go through that set, see how it is to be solved, yes. So then, okay, so you revisit the earlier questions. For QA, definitely, yes, revision of your formulae is a must, yes. So practice from the notes that you have, yes. Quick calculation, yes, quick calculation tips that you have learned in class, fine. All right. So and obviously in the exam, I mean, that you have to pick the easy, moderate, doable questions, yes. The questions may not be easy and moderate comparatively, I'm saying that, compared to the other questions. If you have worked hard for the exam, and if you find the exam tough, tell yourself that if it is tough for me, it is tough for others also, right? And it's a percentile game, right? Yes. So it's very, very important. It's a mind game. A lot for those who have, put their everything for this exam. Yes. Do not feel flustered or flummoxed when you see something completely different in the exam. Keep a cool head. Think logically. Along with all of this, time management is very important. Do not stick to a question for a very long time. You should know when to give up and move on to the next question, because in the later part of the section, there could be easier questions, right? So time management, whatever you've decided, I know many students decide from before that, okay, uh, 15 minutes for this, 20 minutes for this, or whatever. So I'm going to give only this much time for a particular set. All of this is fine, but it will all depend on the type of questions that you see in the exam, that you get in the exam in your particular slot, right? So if it is a difficult set, and maybe you can answer only one or two questions related to that, all right, answer one and two, move on to the next one. This falling in love with a question should not be there, that, oh, I am good at geometry, how can I not get this answer? So don't do that, right? And in the last few days, please take good care of your health. Yes, you don't want that you go for the exam and you're suffering from a slight fever, or don't do that, or a cough. Don't. Yes, take good care of your health. in the last few days, eat healthy, stay healthy. That is also very, very important. The day before the exam, yes, you should get some good rest and relaxation. I've told you earlier also, and I'm repeating myself, that getting too anxious is going to be a problem. So don't do that. It's an exam, yes, it's an exam, and you prepared well for it. And it's an exam, a similar format of that you have appeared for in a number of tests earlier, yes, through all your practice tests. So fine, take it that way, right? Rest, relax, and stay focused. Stay focused. So some students, they want to relax with the family in the house. Some want to go to the gym. Some want to go for a walk. Yes. Some want to flip through some previous year's questions, or a particular aimcat where they didn't do very well or did very well. Either ways, right? So you can do that. Whatever helps you stay focused and relaxed, yes, you do that. But get a good rest, good night's sleep, and be confident of your preparation. That is very important. Have faith in yourself, in your preparation. In the exam, let's say one section turned out to be very good for you, the next section you're not happy. So that not happy part should not spill over to the third section then. It is quite possible that a particular section was difficult for your slot, right? So treat each section as as three separate exams. That works best. And in the last few days, last 2 3 days, don't try to pick a new chapter, something completely different, a question type that you've never tried earlier, and focus completely on that. That okay, let me even cover this now. Don't do it. All that you've covered till now, yes, revise all of that, and that is going to be the best help to you. Make sure, now this should be done a few days earlier, yes, that you have the printout of your admit card with your recent passport picture pasted on it. Keep your bag ready, yes, whichever identification document you're supposed to take with you, please keep that also ready, right? And any special declaration that you have to carry, any for any quota or anything, yes, you keep that. If you have had a change of name, yes, then also many times they ask you for the affidavit over there, yes, you keep that, right? Make sure that all of these are, I would prefer to have at least not one but maybe two printouts of the admit card, for various reasons. Anything, something, maybe coffee spills on it or something, so keep an extra passport picture also with you. You have received your admit card, your test center, yes, please Google and check how far the test center is from your place. Best is that you visit it. If it is nearby, visit the center, check out the surroundings. Why check out the surroundings? Because many times, when you carry your bag, obviously you cannot carry your bag inside, right? So you're supposed to keep the bag outside. The centers will have arrangements to keep your things, yes, but one needs to be a little careful. And what if you do not like the arrangement over there? So don't carry too many things in your bag. Now, how to reach there? If uh, if on the net it says 1 hour, yes, keep at least another hour, 40 minutes at least extra in hand for any contingency. Maybe a traffic jam, or maybe if you're going by metro, the metro slows down, whatever, right? If you're going by your own bike, so all any and everything that can happen. So you keep the time for there, because they will not allow you to enter the examination hall even 2 3 minutes late. I have seen that, 10 minutes late, so it's absolutely not possible. So they've given you a time that you need to be there 1 hour before or whatever, yes, so be there. It takes time when they check your admit card, and very nicely they put up all the centers, yes, they are well managed according to your roll number, which hall do you need to go to, all that is mentioned, right? Now, some things that I found is like, yes, you cannot carry your phone inside. Do not wear any, like if I'm wearing my, any of the ladies or, anybody else who's wearing any ear studs and all, please remove them. No bangles, no watches, nothing of that kind is allowed inside, right? Uh, Many times they give you a hairband to tie your hair, so best that you tie your hair and go, right? It's best that you tie your hair and go, right? Uh, House keys, car keys, bike keys, yes, all these need to be kept in your bag and kept outside, right? So I advise that you do not carry any kind of debit card, credit card. So your mind is cool when you're your mind is not there that okay, I left this expensive stuff outside, I hope it is going to be safe. Your focus has to be your exam when the exam is going on. Yes, so avoid any of these extra worries that may be there. Whichever slot your exam is in, you should have been practicing full length test in that particular slot. In the last few days also try to sit during those, that those slot timings, and practice in the house during those slot timings. In the house, when we practice, what happens is that we are very fresh, afternoon slot, we sit in that time. But remember that you will not be very fresh when you reach the center. Yes, the time taken from you, for you to reach the center, then the wait over there, then the wait inside the hall. Understood? So you have to keep those things also in mind. Yes, I advise that you take something to eat. You eat well and go. Uh, by eat well, I said don't eat so well that, don't eat something so filling that it makes you sleepy or drowsy. Yes, but you should be alert, right? So if you're reaching the center 2 hours in advance, so make sure you have got something to eat and drink. Yes, before you enter, that helps. And definitely, yes, good luck from all of us here at Time. And as I told you that, yes, go with full confidence. You have prepared well. Have faith in your choices over there and focus on the test. Focus on the test. Don't think about other factors. Yes, don't think about another section. Yes, don't think about another question. Whichever question you're on, your mind should be there. Right? So, all the best to all of you. Do well. I hope all your dreams come true and you reach, the pot at the end of the rainbow.